How's it going, people? Fox back again. Another request today. This one is by a chap called Ben A.J. Hodder. It's for a track that he gave me, and it is this one. It's Skapes and South Royston, and it is Sound of Our Soul. I'm not too sure what it is. I think it's Tech House. By the time I upload this, I will be worked it out. But yeah, it was for the bass line. It drops here about 1:39. There will be a link in the description so you can compare it to the sound that I've made. Pretty good likeness. I've decided to do it in massive. He didn't tell me, I don't think, which synth. No. Anyway, that hollow sort of square sound with voices, which this has got, massive does it very well. So, as I say, a link will be in the description. This patch is available to download for free. Please subscribe if you enjoy this or any of my other tutorials. Yeah, so let's play it through again. Talk about this. So, well, you can hear the sidechain compression. Rather than trying to do it in massive, I just did it on the lane. With the sidechain off. Quite a fluid, wide, subby sort of sound. It's really easy to do, nice and simple, nice and straightforward. Shouldn't take us too long to work our way through this. So I'm going to go ahead and initialize this. Oscillator 1 is a pure saw wave. I've got it pitched down 1 octave. These notes I've got running at G1. So actually, that's quite low, isn't it? So let's Control A, shift up. We'll keep everything on the standard octave now. I've pitched them up. So saw wave all the way around to the right, saw wave on spectrum, routed to filter 1. We'll pitch it down. It's on G1. So yeah, if you want to remake this, your notes need to be played at G1. We're going to pitch it down 1 whole octave, -12 semitones. Everything's going to be going into a low pass filter. Oscillator 2, we need to turn that on. Both amps are on full, both on spectrum, intensity on full. This one is a blend between a square and a saw wave. You could definitely tell it had a hollowy square wave sort of sound. Pitch this one down an octave, and really importantly, we're going to push this back up to -11.63 to give it that detuned sort of Reese sort of feel. So a real dread sort of bassy sound to start with, which is what we wanted. Route this only to filter 1 as well. Push this slider all the way to the top. Doesn't really matter serial parallel because we're only going to be using 1 filter, but I'll always keep it in serial mode when I'm doing this. And make sure the mix of filter 1 is on full, and the mix for the 2 filters is coming out of 1, so we're only using filter 1. We're going to use a low pass 4 filter. It's up to you where you set this. I roughly had it bang dead center, tiny bit of resonance, just a couple of these notches. There honestly isn't much else to it. I didn't use any modulation oscillator. I did use a bit of feedback. I turned it on, pushed it just in between 3 or 4 notches before post amp, and routed it to filter 1. How we get the fizziness, like when you open it up to make it more distorted, I used a sine shaper on insert 1. I'm going to check the routing to see where it comes. It comes as standard after filter 1. Make sure the feedback is there rather than before. The amp and the pan feedback is right at the end of the chain. So that's all I did. Sine shaper, 10-2, dry wet, drive 10-2 as well. The only other thing we need to do is the voicing section. That just sounds like a normal bass at the minute, quite low. There's no EQing on the channel. This is going to transform it totally. We need to set unison to 4. The main amp envelope, which is volume 4, actually. Make sure that the sustain level is on full. Attack is on instant. And a little bit of release. So back to the voicing section. Yeah, 4 voices of unison. Turn the pitch cutoff on. And then move this up quite a lot. You're going to hear this spread everything out drastically. It's going to be loud as well, so I'm going to pull it down. Now the pan position, this is going to push those no voices wide. So in between mono and full to the right. I'll just A-B that pan position. You can hear what a drastic difference it makes. See what I mean when I said you can put the cutoff where you want. You can have it sat as it is now, or make it more metallic, let more of the sound shaper come through, or cut it right down to make it a pure sub. Pure sub with movement. The more wider you go with the filter, the more metallic it's going to sound, the more sound shaper sort of distortion you're going to let through. And that is it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So the drums were just basic drums, just glue compressed together. As I say, it's the side chain that really makes it. I'm going to do a video on side chain compression inside Ableton. Believe it or not, I haven't done one yet. But this is side chain to the kick. I've got a high pass filter, filtering out anything below 705 Hz, so it's picking out the punch of the kick, which makes for a much more smoother side chain. And with the side chain on, the sound shaper, although it's quite a severe distortion, the dry, wet and the drive are quite high. When you're filtering it like this, you don't really need it. The feedback's giving it a bit of grit, and also the way we're pushing them apart, it's sort of fizzing everything up. When you have waveforms at such a low octave anyway, I mean, we're playing them at G1 and we're down an octave, it starts to break up and get a bit fuzzy anyway. So you can choose whether you want to use a sound shaper or not. But yeah, that is it. I'm going to save this. Save as, what did I call it? Skapes. Yes. So yeah, download this free in the description. Plenty more requests to come. If you do have any requests, send them through to my Facebook page as a direct message. It's the only way I can keep track of them all, because I get so many. Yep, thanks for watching. Cheers.